What is going on, everybody? Today we are talking about crossbow setup, okay, the one that I use. And I do a lot of ground hunting, okay? So if you watch the hunting public, they do a lot of ground hunting as well if they're not in a saddle. So, I do a lot of that kind of stuff. I'll use the natural cover in the woods to my advantage. And guys, I'm gonna talk about the crossbow setup I use to do that. Guys, if you like this type of stuff, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and let's get talking about this crossbow setup. Okay, the main part of this setup is gonna be the sling. As you can tell, it's a 2-point sling, and I actually use this on my AR-15 setup as well. But being that I'm doing a lot of ground hunting, I adopted this straight to my crossbow, and you can see how effective this would be if you're going through the woods, using that natural cover to your advantage. Just being able to use this sling is gonna really help out. And guys, I'm telling you right now, if you're doing a lot of trekking, a lot of walking through the woods, this right here is super quiet. It's not gonna be banging off your gear. See, I have this fanny pouch out of the way. It's not banging on it or anything. And it just keeps it nice and tight to my body. But if I do see an animal or I'm creeping up, look at that, right on target. The way I have this set up, I don't even have to adjust the sling like you would, like a lot of people do when they're out shooting and doing running gun type stuff. This right here is just pull up and go. And the reason for that is it's not mounted at the front of the rail here. It's mounted back here. And depending on the type of crossbow you have, you might not be able to set it up like this because this has this little handle. But, if you have a Picatinny rail or anything like this, you'll be able to use a QD mount and actually hook it up there. And, if that's the case, you might just loosen this up just a little bit and you're good to go. And guys, the sling that I'm talking about right now is the Condor Speedy sling. This is only a $20 sling. So if you've been looking at 2-point slings for your AR-15 or anything like that, pretty expensive. They can be anywhere from 50, 60 and plus. So this right here is a really inexpensive way to get this type of setup. And it does have this little quick adjust, just like I showed you right there. And that way you're able to adjust it if you need the extra room to actually draw your crossbow. Okay, you might be asking, oh, how durable is it? It's pretty durable. I've found that these don't lock it in as good, but once you put this military tape on or duct tape, it really holds that excess in place and it's not gonna let it slip. And I do the same thing up here, and also that gets those tag ends of this nylon cord out of the way, and it really makes it nice and streamlined. And guys, without those QD mounts, it's really quiet as well. Like I just have it wrapped around this buttstock right here. It's really quiet. Like if you had a QD mount, sometimes they'll actually bang and stuff because it's metal on metal, but with this setup, that's not the case. Okay, this thing is really effective because if you're going to, hide behind trees and stuff like that, or crouch down behind logs, it's very, very easy to adapt it to all those ranges of motion. And that is why I like this sling so good. So my arrow setup, I just have this mount that came with this Barnett quiver mounted on this side Picatinny rail. And when I'm out hunting, you can tell this arrow right here is really close to my hand. So what I'll do, instead of taking this outside arrow, I'll actually pull this inside arrow and use that one as the arrow that I'm gonna hunt with. And that right there is gonna give me plenty of clearance on that side of the bow, so my hand's not actually rubbing on the arrow. So if you use this Barnett crossbow, I would suggest running it that way. That's gonna get it out of the way. And you can run it on either side, but I've found that for me, this side's a lot better, because if I'm trying to have my hand over here, that quiver would be right in the way and it's not gonna be really good. It's not gonna allow easy access for my hand. Okay guys, that's about it for the crossbow setup. There's not a lot to it. The biggest thing is this sling. So if you're looking for a new sling, instead of just using the traditional 2-point style sling that you would on your gun or whatever, use this running gun type sling that you would use for like AR-15s and stuff like that. This is the Condor Speedy sling. I think that's what it is. I'll put it in the description box below, because this sling is really, really durable and it's really, really cheap and convenient to use. So if you're looking to take your crossbow game to a new level, and if I forgot to mention, if you are into tree stand hunting, you can use this as well, okay? We all have to go in to get to our tree stands. So this is perfect for stalk hunting, spot and stalk type stuff, as well as tree stand hunting. So definitely, if you're looking for a new sling, pick one up this year. Guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and keep it blue collar.